I'm going to call the Thursday, January 9th City Commission meeting to order. First item on the agenda would be the minutes from December 26th. Any changes?
I have none.
None.
None? Okay. Well, next item, I would ask the commission if we would walk out in front of the desk and talk about Mayor Swaller and Commissioner Phelps. Recognize them for their years of service. Combined, we have 29 years of service. Thank you guys very much. I remember myself 7 years ago, I was in awe watching you guys, and it feels it's very neat to be able to serve with you guys. I appreciate it, and I feel like I've learned a lot, and I just appreciate what you guys have done for our city. I know I was talking to the city manager earlier, and the washing machine rebate has been a big thing for the city of Hayes, and I guess Commissioner Swaller, he was a big push behind that, and as most people know, with our conservation on water, that's huge for Hayes, and that's been one of our most successful ones over the years, and as we continue. So if we could all walk out front, Commissioner Phelps, I'd like to present this to you.
I was going to tell me you were the Maytag man. I thought they would say Maytag man.
Thank you, sir, for everything you did for the community of Hayes and going forward. I always enjoyed serving with you and just really appreciate it.
Very much. It's been a pleasure to serve with everybody here. Thank you, staff. Thank you, counselor.
And remember that
Also want to wish good luck to the new commissioners. For a good ride. Thank you. They said to me, "Here's your hat. What's your hurry?"
I will not, yeah. Next item on the agenda will be recognition of, swearing in ceremony of the new commissioners, newly elected commissioners.
New commissioners would come forward, please. I forget he's a new commissioner.
I know.
You're a new old.
You would
New old
raise
commissioner.
your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and faithfully discharge the duties of City Commissioner of the City of Hayes, Kansas.
and the City of Hayes, Kansas.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Oh, everybody, I'm okay.
Kim will change the nameplates out.
I was going to print Andrea's instructions. I was going to print Andrea's instructions. She is good.
She is.
Congratulations to old new commissioner.
Next item on the agenda, reorganization of the governing body. First item would be nomination and election of mayor.
I'd like to nominate Sean Musil for mayor for the city of Hayes.
I'll second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes 5-0. Next item, nomination, election of vice mayor. I'd like to nominate Commissioner Jacobs to vice mayor.
I'll second that.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
And I once again would like to, Commissioner Swallow couldn't be here. He is on a work conference, and I learned a lot from him. When I started, I never forget one of the conversations. I don't even remember what it was, but I had brought up something, and he had said something about being young and inexperienced. And at first, I was kind of like, you know what? But then I was like, he's kind of right. I was inexperienced, but I think our community wants new people up here, and I think the election showed that. And I'm excited to serve with some new people up here, but I also, the people I've served with the last, for me, 7 years, I mean, they've got our community in great shape. Our city's in great shape, and it's our job, I think, to do hopefully even better, keep it in good shape. We got a big, a lot of stuff going on in this city, and we got a great staff. These guys make us look really smart, guys, and lean on them as much as you can. They make us look really smart. So, but I know Commissioner Smaller's not going to be here tonight, but I'd like to just thank him for everything he brought to this community over the years and everything he taught me, along with Commissioner Phelps, and hopefully we can do even better things. So thank you. And next item on the agenda
Mayor,
is... Yes,
I'd
sir.
like to-
Oh, you need to change. I'm sorry. Thank you, sir.
Reorganized right after you reorganized.
I'm reorganized.
See, he's jealous because Brenda had her time, now he wants his.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
Is mine straight, Kim?
Okay. Next item on the agenda would be citizen comments for non-agenda items. If there's anybody in the audience that wants to come forward, this is your time. I don't think anybody's excited to talk to us tonight. Next item on the agenda would be consent agenda. The sheet that Toby is handing out is some actions, some appointments to the Hayes Area Planning Commission, Matthew Wheeler. This is just recommendation. We won't take any action tonight. And Gary Good to the Hayes Housing Authority Board. And then the next item on there would be City Commission Rules of Procedure.
I move approval of the consent agenda.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Okay, new business, resolution setting public hearing for the establishment of a TIF district, D&J Land Development LLC.
Sorry about this. It's not cooperating. Good evening, Commissioners. Kim Rupp, Director of Finance. We're in receipt of an application for economic incentives from D&J Land Development LLC. The developer is requesting tax increment financing, or TIF, a community improvement district, or CID, assignment of a grant made by the Kansas Department of Transportation to Ellis County, and then the conveyance to the developer of an approximately 4.6 acre tract of land currently owned by the city. Adopting this resolution to call a public hearing on the establishment of the TIF district would be the initial step in the statutory process for TIF financing. Public hearing and subsequent consideration of the ordinance establishing the TIF district would be scheduled then for February 13th, 2020. Before we talk about that request, we thought we want to go over a little bit about basics of TIF. For illustrative purposes, we take a property that prior to development was generating $100 in ad valorem property tax revenue. We consider that the base, so that $100 is the base. After development of the property is generating $100,000 based on the newly developed assessment of the property, $100,000 of ad valorem property tax. If this property were in the TIF situation, we'd calculate the increment as follows. We take the 100,000 less the 1.5 mills to the state. They keep their 1.5 mills. Less the 8 mills to the school district capital outlay. Less the 20 mills to the school district general levy. And then less the base we talked about. And so in this illustration, the reimbursement of tax increment going to the developer for TIF eligible costs would be $70,400. Those TIF eligible costs are regulated by state statute, which includes property acquisition, site prep, utilities, paving, grading, curb, gutter, parking, landscaping, and other related expenses to redevelop and finance the project. So this map represents the developer's rendition of Phase 1. Phase 1 is expected to consist of approximately 11 lots and include construction of all infrastructure necessary to serve the TIF district, including streets, water lines, sanitary sewer, surface parking, and other related improvements. The developer will construct a travel plaza and truck wash on 2 of the lots. The travel plaza will consist of a 10,000 square foot full-service travel plaza and convenience store, including 14 fuel pumps, scales, restaurants inside the travel plaza, and personal hygiene amenities. Truck wash will consist of a 6,000 square foot building that will house approximately 2 bays for washing semi-trailer trucks, and then the developer anticipates the remaining lots in Phase 1 be sold or leased to other end users, potentially for development of hotels, restaurants, or other commercial uses. This map depicts the proposed TIF district, which mirrors the annexation you may have seen a few weeks ago. It includes all the property annexed, which includes some of the easement property, and then the city's 4.6 acres. Per the city's economic development policy, this TIF district will capture only the increment taxes, not the sales tax. So since this has been annexed, all taxing authorities will receive the retailer sales tax generated by the property. The TIF is a 20-year term according to statute and will be on a pay-as-you-go basis, which means the developer fronts all the financing of the development with no bonds issued by the city. According to the summary of economic development incentives requests received from the developer, some of the financial considerations include total construction costs of the travel plaza and truck wash will be about $20.9 million. Upon sale of all the development lots and completion of Phase 1, the developer estimates that the appraised value of Phase 1 and all improvements will be around $40.8 million. The developer also estimates that the Phase 1 development will, upon full completion, create $38.7 million of annual retail sales and $3 million of monthly gas and diesel sales. Over the 20-year life of the TIF, it is expected it would generate $14.9 million in that ad valorem property tax revenue, and the reimbursement of TIF eligible costs would be about $12.4 million, which excludes that $1.5 million KDOT grant. As we discussed in the beginning, this economic incentive request is multifaceted, so this is a lengthy process. We'll be back a few times before all is completed. If you choose to continue to move forward on each, we'll have the TIF public hearing and ordinance. Next would be the project plan and CID public hearing, and then the project plan, development agreement, and CID ordinances. Many of those can be combined into a couple of meetings in the future. However, to comply with statutory requirements, we won't be finished with this process until about May of 2020. So tonight, options would be to adopt the resolution setting that public hearing. So baby steps here, first things first. Decline to adopt that resolution or give us other direction. The action and our recommendation tonight would be to approve that resolution.
I move we approve Resolution 2020-002, setting a public hearing for February 13th, 2020, for the establishment of a TIF district.
Seconded. Got a motion and second on the floor. Kim, I have a question. Can the developer start on that if we're in the process? Can they, or do they have to wait till May?
Well, they can do anything they want to on their own property, so they conceivably could start. Particularly after they're annexed into the city, they'd have to go through PI to make sure they have the right permits for all of that. However, before the TIF is developed or the CID or any of that is developed, anything they did prior to that time frame is not eligible for reimbursement then.
Any other comments? Yep. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Next Next item, commission inquiries and comments. Commissioner Millick?
Want to welcome the two new elected commissioners. Hang on, we're going to have a good ride.
Burgess?
I'll just say thank you again for voters and the community. I'm excited to get going and look forward to several of the big projects that are coming to the city. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to echo what Michael said. I'm very thankful to all the voters that came out and voted. Thanks to Henry and Eber for all their work they did for the city over the years. I'm super excited to get working on some big projects coming up, and I think we got a good bunch of people up here to get it done.
I'll take just a minute. I'm really sad that Commissioner Schwaller wasn't able to be here tonight. I have a tremendous amount of respect for the service he's given this community for the last numbers of years. I've known him since he was in high school, and he's a special kind of guy, and getting to know him has allowed me to be a different kind of special person, I will say. I'll miss him on here. I'm excited to have our two new commissioners. I think we are in for a fun ride, and ride may be the key word.
I would agree. And my plan is to have Commissioner Swaller back to do a formal thank you when he gets back in town sometime. So if you guys don't mind me bringing him back to a meeting. But guys, I just want to welcome you guys. This is going to be exciting. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of things going on, but we can be part of a lot of change in this community. And you know, I know you guys, I talked to some of you before when you were out doing your door-to-door. There's a lot of things people want us to do that we haven't done, and, you know, maybe we can be part of that. It's not easy. I mean, this city's in really good shape, but, you know, there's always things we can do different, too. So I just want to welcome you guys, and I also want to thank all the families that came out. I mean, this, to me, right here, I knew I was going to lose it. Anyway, this shows Hayes. I mean, we got grandparents. We got brothers and sisters, kids. Thank you guys for all coming. Commissioner Hanson from Colby, thank you for coming, which is my brother-in-law. Thank you for all the families come out and support us all. I mean, this is definitely a family thing. I mean, never forget the other day my daughter was at a stoplight and said, "Oh, Dad, if we had a roundabout, we'd be there by now."
I like Meg. Yes. You're my girl, man.
She may be a little brainwashed, so, but anyway, your kids pick up on everything you talk about, and it's a good thing. I mean, and there are times that this guy here will be gone because my kids have sports or other events, and I hate missing meetings, but I'll never, and I hope you guys don't either, never apologize for missing for family events. To me, that's what keeps us all together. So, guys, welcome, and let's have a good time. Meeting's adjourned. Now we're gonna do the first read. Yeah.
Hi, Asher. Oh, he's clapping. Yeah, it's over. He's clapping because it's over.